Hi, my name is Taylor, and I am going to talk to you about the Wilson Reading System and walk you through the steps of how it would look like with one of my students. So, the first step is we're going to talk about the sound quick drills, and we're going to first start with vowels, and vowels are very important as every word and syllable needs at least one vowel. So, you're going to repeat after me. We're going to start with A. And we're going to have a keyword that goes with it to help when it goes with spelling to know which vowel goes with which. So, first one, A, apple, A. E, ed, ed. I, itch, it. O, octopus, ah. And U, up, up. So those are the 5 vowels that we will continue to work on throughout these lessons. Now we're going to go to consonants. And you can tell on the board how they are a different color than the vowels. Okay? So I'm going to point to a letter and I want you to say the sound of it. Okay? So, for example, B, B, C, J, J, K, K, M, M, Y, Y, Z, Z. Okay, now we're going to talk about digraphs next. Digraphs, which it means is it's 2 letters, but it only makes one sound. So, for example, you have CK makes a K sound. WH makes a W sound, like whistle. SH makes a sh sound, like sheep. CH makes a ch sound, like chair. And TH makes a th sound, like there. Next, we're going to talk about the second step, and it's called Teach and Review Concepts. So since this is our first lesson, we are not going to have anything to review. But I'm going to teach you about tapping. Tapping is a tool that's going to help you sound out each letter of the sound to help figure out what the word is. So, for example, I'm going to do this word. Okay, so how you would tap it is you're going to do each individual sound. So, you're going to use your thumb and your index finger, and that's going to be your first sound. Then you're going to tap the next one, and then the next one, and so forth. So I will show you. So for example, m, a, t, and then you blend it together, mat. Okay? Another word could be w, e, b, web. Another one would be some. Let's do one more, okay? It, fit. Good job. Okay, so the next step is word cards. So each lesson, we will have more word cards that we're going to go through. Once you know the word, then we will take it out of the pile. But if you are not sure of what the word is, we'll keep it in until you understand that word, okay? So we're going to start with these words. They're called phonological regular words. So we'll start with that first, then we'll move on to high frequency words, which I'll talk to you a little bit about it soon. So, first word, gum. Then it would be fix. Then fat. Mad. Shut. lip, rat. Good job. So those are the words that you will start with. The next is we're going to talk about high frequency words. And what that is they're a little tricky because it's hard to use the tools such as like tapping or sounding it out because they don't follow the same rules. So we will just add a couple at a time and we'll add them to our flashcards and we'll keep reviewing them until you get them correct, okay? So our first one is was, then his. What do you think that is? Good job. It is a. Good job. It's and. The. Good job. I. And lastly, is. And our last thing that we do in this step is we're going to add a new vocab word each time with our flashcards. So today, our first vocab is quiz. So we can sound that out, okay? Quiz. Quiz. Good job. Do you know what the word quiz means? You're right. So it's like a smaller kind of test. You're right. So we will continue adding each vocab and keep on going through these cards each day. Okay, so the next step is word list reading. So each time we will pick a new word list. The top is our practice, okay? So we're going to pick 5 words that you just get to practice with, okay? Then the bottom is what I will time you with, and we will chart that in your binder, and each time we'll see how much you have grown with each lesson, okay? So let's pick 5 of them. Do you want to just do these 5? Okay. So first one, and if you need to, you can tap it out, or if you know the word, you may just say it. Should we tap this one? Okay. Map. Map. Him. Good job. Not. That's a tricky, so let's do it. Thin. Good. Yes, remember how this is a digraph, so it has 2 letters but just one sound, so we're gonna use just one finger to tap it. So let's try it. Rock. Good job. Okay, we're gonna get ready for the bottom. So you will get 30 seconds to say these words. Just try your best. You may skip if you need to, and you can tap out or tap each of the letters and sounds if you don't know the word, okay? So I will time you, and then we will talk about the words that you don't get correct, okay? All right. On your mark, get set, go. Good. That is duck. Such. Yep. Quick. Wish. Yes. Tin. Rat. Yep. Sock. Pad. Top. That's okay. You can skip that. Good job. Okay. So, like here, we will fill this out, and this means that all the ones you got correct. And these, yes. So, instead of nod, you said node. And instead of pad, you said paid. But that's okay. So we will keep on working on some of those, okay? All right, so our next thing is sentence reading. So our goal eventually is to read all 10 sentences. However, right now, since this is our first lesson, we'll just start with 5, okay? So these are called high frequency words, okay? So eventually you will know each of these, but right now we'll just talk through each of these high frequency. And we'll just do the first 5, okay? So this one says a, was, the, I, and, his, is. So we're going to start with the first phrase, okay? Do your best, and I will ask questions along the way about what this story or this phrase is about. So this verse says, yes, a ship was at the dock. So where was the ship? Yes, it was at the dock. Okay, next one. I did check the bag. What did I check? Yes, the bag. Was it hot in the sun? What was hot? Yes, the sun was hot. Mom got the fish at the shop. What did Mom get? Fish. At where? The shop. Good job. And the last one. I had the dish and the mug. What did you have? The dish and what else? Yes, the mug. Good job. All right, so now this next step is called a quick drill reverse. So it's very similar to step 1. However, now I am going to say a sound and I want you to point to the letter. So we're going to start with vowels first. And remember, vowels, those are the salmon colors, okay? So I am going to say the sound and I want you to point to it, okay? Ah. Good. Eh. Good. Yes, it is E. I. Good. Ah. Good. Good job. Okay, so now we are going to do our consonants. And remember, consonants are the lighter color, okay? So, like rabbit. Good. T, like turtle. Good job. F, like fish. Good job. W. Good. Okay. Last one. Z. Good job. Okay, now we're going to do digraphs, okay? So I'm going to say the sound, then I want you to repeat it, and then I'm going to ask you what that sound is. You're going to point to it, okay? Ch. Good job. So what says ch? Yes, it is CH. Okay, next one. So you're going to repeat it. Good. What says f? Good. It is TH. Okay. Sh. Repeat it. Good. And what says sh? Good. It is SH. Last one. K. What says k? Good. It is CK. And do you remember, does CK always at the beginning or end of a word? Yes, you're right. It is at the end of the word. What about the WH? W. Is that at the beginning or end of a word? Beginning. So you only see WH at the beginning of a word. And CK you will only see at the end of the word. Good job.